A jackal! Jackal! It's a jackal! It looks like a jackal! 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 It's a jackal! Jackal!
Time!
It wasn't right the first time you said it. Why the hell would it be right the next 10 times?
The Super Mario Galaxy duology. The brilliance of these two games. They can be seen as Mario's magnum opus. Works so brilliantly crafted, so captivating in design, with stories that elevated Mario to a cinematic level. Together, they stand as one of the greatest achievements in video game history. Now, there's a common school of thought that the initial first impressions of the Mario franchise are what leave the greatest impact on how people perceive its world and characters, and with Mario Galaxy's embodiment of the beauty of space, it's hard not to see how majestic the Mario universe really is. And with such a graceful cosmos, comes nerds on the internet arguing about not just how beautiful it is, but also the usual tear-debating nonsense. For as many great feats Mario has, the bias people have in favor of the mainline games means that Super Mario Galaxy and its sequel get brought up an absurd amount to justify the power scaling of the Super Mario characters. And with that school of thought, this means that arguments back and forth are largely based on an emotional attachment to the world and characters rather than the facts of the matter. Here, we'll be trying to do our best to give the most rational and consistent interpretation of these feats. But enough nonsense. Let's go! Starting off, as with anything, there's always the low ends. Starting with, Mario gets thrown into space. This is something that's obviously impressive, we can see directly from the get-go, as, well, people don't usually survive the cold vacuum of space, let alone getting launched into a fairly distant planet along with it. After Mario gets dusted on a new planet, or if you're playing Galaxy 2, strolling on by, you attain some new power, Young Master Luma. With this, Mario receives the ability to travel through space, alongside his signature spin ability, which is able to topple foes many times his own size, shatter solid chunks of glass larger than him, send shockwaves off of large crystals, send foes flying with a spin, blow large chunks of fire off of large rocks, and so much more. His low ends seem to be quite good for his own durability as well, as he can jump into lava without immediately dying, get shot by exploding bullet bills, get full body electrocuted, take direct molten lava shots, be at the clear blast radius of a bomb and survive, get run over by a chomp chomp, and get slammed by exploding cannonballs. Damage no ordinary man could come out alive from. But it's not all about raw power. Let's talk about speed. And Super Mario Galaxy has no shortage of good speed feats. Before he even contracted the Apricot Luma, Mario was keeping up with and catching star bunnies, rabbits being notoriously quick creatures. He's dealt with the effects of the prankster comments, with names such as the Speedy and Fast Foes comment, is noted to be faster than a speeding penguin, even being seen as worthy of receiving a gold medal by their kind, and can react to lasers. He can expertly navigate an army of chibi-wan-wans, dodge meteorites, and deal with the cruelly harsh timing of those missions. And with all of these impressive speed feats in mind, what do you know, Mario can defeat himself in a foot race multiple times. Mario can blitz himself, apparently. And as a bonus, Mario's Star Spin can return enemy projectiles right back at them, mid-trajectory. But maybe we need to get even more absurd. Let's go even faster. The way Mario travels through space is by using Young Master Luma, by getting launched into distant galaxies. Courtesy of the Versus Battle Wiki, they calculated Mario's launch to various galaxies, reaching high ends of over trillions of times the speed of light. While this isn't completely applicable to his movement speed, it absolutely counts to his reaction times, since he can perform a complete flip along with a perfect landing. He also served as the pilot of Starship Mario, where he is able to cross the galaxy cluster that resides in World 5, which was calculated to be slightly slower or orders of magnitude times faster. But that does not even scratch the surface. Let's get into the high ends. The Power Stars. Essentially, they are magical artifacts tied to the so-called power of the stars. This power manifests in many forms, like the familiar invincibility starmen, the power moons, which share similar properties but a different shape, and the grand stars, colossal versions imbued with even greater, almost absurd levels of power, all of which are remarkable in the fact that they're essentially little miracles fueled by love that come to help when things are dire. Keep in mind that the Lumas that we see throughout the game are responsible for the existence of the Super Mario universe, capable of turning into entire planets and galaxies, like the Matter Splatter Mansion of Ghostly Galaxy and Matter Splatter Galaxy. Embedded within the fabric of the universe, as all galaxies are, the former being described as a strange dimension, and is inhabited by the extra-dimensional race of ghosts known as Boos, who are famous for creating mansions to terrorize our heroes, and the latter of which being described as a hyperspatial street in the Japanese version of the game. Yes, believe it or not, the mission names are actually canon, as described in Super Mario 64. Yet, in spite of all this power, Power Stars are one of the most profound things a Luma can transform into, according to Rosalina. The actual feats of the Power Stars really goes to show why they're the premier supply of power in the Mario universe. Not only are the Power Stars capable of sealing away areas and creating infinite spatial loops, but they also have the ability to create entire worlds in the paintings and walls of Super Mario 64, gradually driving its victims into insanity with its sheer power alone, being enough to induce a mass growth spurt and uncontrollable violence into a tiny wiggler that absorbed just but one star, before eventually expanding these worlds to encompass all of reality. Not only that, but Power Stars can then just undo the seals and spatial loops, and it's also worth mentioning that only 3 Power Moons of Odyssey's massive list are needed to replicate the one-hit KO aura of the Starman, which is shown to negate conventional defenses. Not only that, but the Jumbo Star was able to turn Bowser into a living pride flag, combined with the 120 stars gave him a super form in one of the mangas. Power Stars are even capable of becoming black holes, and then recondensing themselves back into Power Stars while still keeping their original gravitational pull in order to drag Mario into them. Additionally, Grand Stars naturally unleash much more energy, and Bowser isn't just settling on a small portion of that power. His facilities are explicitly designed to drain enough power from the Grand Stars to put their lives in danger. An outpost like his Dark Matter plant, not even his Galaxy Reactor, just his Dark Matter plant, are capable of tinkering with the fabric of the universe, just for funsies, on the supply of a single Grand Star. They can also create portals to other universes in Super Mario Galaxy 2. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the worlds in Super Mario Galaxy 2 are actually their own universes. We can see that as the Grand Stars create portals that allow Starship Mario to travel across space and time to enter new worlds, and in the Japanese version of the game, World 2 is actually called a new universe. And a single Grand Star can do much more than that. It was able to stabilize Bowser's Galaxy Reactor, which Bowser notes in the Japanese version of the game will be able to expand the outreaches of his empire like the Big Bang, and once it became unstable, it created a black hole that was going to destroy the entire universe, with the aftermath directly showing that many of the galaxies and their residents we saw throughout the game condensed into this new universe. With a solid base of knowledge of the Power Stars and Grand Stars in tow, how much of this does Mario actually scale to? Well, Mario can defeat multiple opponents who wield the Power Stars, such as every single Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 boss Mario ever faces. Mario also takes down foes who wield the extra powerful Grand Stars, such as Gobblegut, King Caliente, a variety of Bowser Jr.'s mechs, but most importantly, Mario can directly scale to Bowser's use of the stars, as Mario can directly counter direct hits from Bowser with his own, and can launch meteors strong enough to kick Bowser out of his Grand Star form. Bowser himself was even able to survive the destruction of the universe in the original game, noted by the officially licensed Prima Guide, and the fact that Bowser came to in the final cutscene almost suggests he came out of being knocked out cold. He was also able to survive a collapsing black hole created by himself, also powered by a Grand Star. But aside from the insane power of the stars, Mario receives an excellent display of powers and abilities. He can generate fire with the Fire Flower, create ice platforms with the Ice Flower, create clouds using the Cloud Flower, fly on his own with the Red Star, become the Undead Boo with the Boo Mushroom, spring to new heights with Spring Mario, and become invincible with the Rainbow Star. Very similar to the standard Starman. And in the new Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 collection, he can also tap into Assist Mode, which allows increased health, passively saves him from unwanted falls, and so much more. It's actually possible that the Assist Mode is a protection from the power of the stars, as not only has Mario used the power of the stars for his bubbles since birth, he's also able to draw star power from Peach's castle in order to heal him and give him courage. This also adds interesting context to the fact that Mario can straight up just beat the Power Stars out of the people who've absorbed them, especially considering standing inside of Odyssey's interior shows that Power Moons can passively, quickly, and indefinitely heal you up. Mario is also an amazing fighter in the games, with Mario's moveset being more than just spinning or jumping on heads, with young Master Luma allowing him to perform homing attacks, spinning kicks, and not only deflecting but straight up intercepting and stealing magical summons from Power Star users. He's continually shown to be capable of using his varied moveset to defeat his opponents in unconventional ways. Here's a quick bonus for all of you. Mario has the ability to turn enemies into star bits, right? But what's interesting about the star bits is that they're essentially small pieces of stardust, which serve as the fuel for the hungry Lumas to become full galaxies. Collecting 50 of them, or 100 in Galaxy 2, is capable of granting an extra life. But the interesting part about this is that when you put star bits in the middle of the dark matter plant, they're unaffected. And now, for the cherry on top, one of Mario's most broken abilities from both games. 1-Up Mushrooms. 1-Up Mushrooms are a necessity in almost every Mario game, simply because they're what give you extra lives, and it would also be pretty annoying to have to beat the game in just one life. However, we do know that Mario actually uses these in canon, as Captain Toad gives Mario a 1-Up Mushroom, and Lava offers to give Mario one for every 100 coins he collects. 1-Ups give Mario another chance, even from being destroyed by Bowser's dark matter, which even just a little bit is capable of cutting holes wider than Mario in the fabric of space. Now, here's the kicker. The Bank Toad in Super Mario Galaxy 2 is capable of holding on to extra star bits, and he clarifies that the reason for this is so that he can share your star bits with friends and family using other save files on the Wii system. In essence, the fact that save files, aka data on a console that allows you to reload your gameplay after losing all of your lives, or just quitting, would not only mean that Mario can come back from being completely annihilated, but also come back from dying of shame or getting permanently trapped in another universe. But all of this pales in comparison to the greatest, if not the greatest power in not only the Galaxy duology, but the entire Mario series, the Gentle Pull, sometimes called the Desire. At the end of Galaxy 2, Rosalina monologues about a force that binds people together, something that not even the laws of the universe can stop, and in the Japanese version, it is even stated that the Desire transcends these concepts altogether. This is something that is never mentioned about any other force in either of the two games. But what does the Desire actually do? Well, simply put, the Desire, likely a byproduct of wishing, is a form of love so powerful that it allows you to be reunited with someone special to you, gently pulling things together in order to allow reunion. So someone with the love and strong will of Mario is likely why he is always able to win no matter the odds. Its power is so great that the byproducts of the energy between Mario and his special one, Peach, is able to create several 1-Up mushrooms, and it's even implied that it's possible for people in entirely different save files to be connected via this power. This is the true power that is revealed in Super Mario Galaxy duology, and the reason why so many people bring it up as a source for their main power scaling. The power here is simply absurd. Now, with all of this taken into consideration, all of Mario's amazing feats and broken hacks and abilities, what conclusion can I come to? He can beat Goku.